How's life, everybody? My name is Glitch Chick, and today I'm going to be taking you through my review of Stray. This review will include my overall impression of the game, how effective I thought the cat simulation was, and my review of the glitches that we encountered. Per my namesake, we always encounter a few, and the ones in this were not game-breaking, but they were interesting enough that I thought I should include them. For those of you who may not know what Stray is, it is a cat simulator game that takes place in a futuristic dystopian world in which our main character, the cat, gets separated from his pack and ends up falling to the lower levels of civilization, which at this point is all robots. We are trying to find our way back home and inevitably trying to save the communities and civilizations that we find. Right off the bat, this scene wrenched my heart out. Our poor cat, whom I named Poncho, falls down into the slums, where the story begins. In the beginning of the game, we also are introduced to B12, our robot companion, and I will admit I wasn't the biggest fan of B12, mostly because B12 has this emotional and intense realization that B12 is human. Human, conscious, transported into robot, which we also see in games like Soma, but I feel like it was poorly executed because we did not have enough emotion from B12 throughout the game to really establish that tie with them. In the end we did, but I wanted that to build more from the beginning. I did, however, really enjoy the short stories that we experienced from the other robots that were in town, which all had very simple properties to them. I miss my dad, I want to find them, I don't feel like this is the place for us, we're stuck here. Just all these different mixed emotions and thoughts that were very relatable to their situation and relatable to me as a person. And they were all very simple, which kept the characters understandable and enjoyable. Because I truly felt for each of these individual characters, I really wanted to go out of my way to complete all of the mini quests within the game. My favorite of which was the quest with Moras, collecting all of the musical sheets that we could, because when you give him all 8, you can relax next to him as he plays a full song. And these are robots that have been living without music for quite a while, aside from what they could access on their radios. So to see him playing and get excited about us having given him all 8 sheets of paper really made me feel accomplished. Jumping to my thoughts on the ending of this game, I really enjoyed seeing our cat go off into the world that it knows is its home, but I was very disappointed to see that none of our companions that helped us get this far were there with us. And I know that it's implied that they will find their way there eventually. We've kind of guided and made that path for them, but it was so sad to not see them physically enjoying that with us. Now on to a much more fun topic. What were my thoughts on being a cat, and did it make me feel like a cat? The very first scene where we meet B12 also has us receiving our little backpack generator technical thing. I'm not really sure what it was, but our cat responds the same way that my cats do when I put their little harnesses on. They collapse. And then when my cat finally got up, which I didn't realize I had to do, I thought he would just get up on his own, you see this waddle, this strange waddle, but it was so perfect because it's so accurate. And who doesn't love watching their adorable little cat curl up, much like my cats, which also decided to sleep right next to me while I was streaming all of this. I don't know if maybe the cat sounds were very comforting to them because they are real recordings, but my cats love just listening to the game. And I was sure to curl up literally everywhere I could because I felt like little old Poncho deserved a break from his crazy adventures. One of my favorite things about this game, though, was the fact that you, like a cat, could go around destroying everything. You could knock things off shelves, you could step on people's computers, you could make them drop their things or trip on you. You could also finally experience what it's like when you say, if I fits, I sits. And by this I mean boxes! They had so many boxes that you and your cat could jump in and out of, and some of them were mandatory for different types of adventures. Jumping into a box would help you get into specific areas of the map, and or getting yourself into that one hat store to steal a few products. You know, cat stuff, of course. I also really enjoy the perspective of being a cat climbing up onto all these different nooks and crannies onto the rooftops and sneaking into, say, the location where that really annoying soda machine was to find. It was just such a cool way to travel. All right, let's go ahead and hop into some of the glitches I experienced while playing this game. Now there's really only 3 to note. There might have been smaller ones, but these ones were very obvious. Let's start with the bucket. Okay, I totally bugged out this poor bucket. Awesome, right? It's so fun. It's a really intriguing kind of story too, but I just love the way that they have the cat look, move, act, interact with people. It's been beautiful. But how are you? I hit this bucket in one of the alleyways once, and throughout the rest of the playthrough that day, every time I passed it, the bucket wasn't moving, but the sound was still there. This wasn't anything crazy, and we joked around that it was a haunted hallway. But the sound got really intense at points, and it doesn't come across too well here, but the whole length of the hallway would reverberate. Now let's go on to our ghost man. This one was particularly creepy because I happened upon it by accident, but one of the characters that used to walk by and that I used to trip actually appeared with no interior, just the external clothing, which is this leg wrap and this head poncho with wires sticking out of it. Suffice to say, it was pretty creepy. I did end up restarting parts of the game twice this time around, but he never disappeared. Oh, that's a glitch. Oh no. Oh my gosh. That looks terrifying. What is this? What am I seeing? It's like the robot loaded, but he didn't load, his skin did. What the heck? The last bug that I encountered while playing this game was with Doc, when he's giving you the Deflexor mission where you have to help escort him safely back home to his son. Unfortunately, Doc didn't proceed to lead me out of his house the first time I played this, and I ended up spending a good 15 to 20 minutes trying to find a way to escape his flat, thinking that I needed to do something else. It wasn't until I gave up on trying to escape myself and restarted the mission that I realized he's supposed to take me outside of his apartment, and I was basically locked in there. But once Doc got a hang of walking again, he led me out and we continued the rest of the story. Yes. I like that there's purring in the loading. There we go. Wait a minute. Yes, you're moving. You're moving. Oh, we have the thing too. Okay. So he was broken. This is my short and sweet review of Stray. I truly enjoyed this game. I would give it a 10 out of 10. Aside from the bugs, the artistry was amazing, the experience was so unique, and it was a very peaceful and relaxing game to play. I really hope that more games come out in this style, and I definitely recommend that if you haven't tried it already, please do. I think it's a good way to mix up the games that you're currently playing, and just a super fun experience overall. Try being a cat for a day. I think you'll like it. Oh, this is wonderful. Yep, this is the highlight of being a cat. Body required for download, body required. Wait, I was supposed to do that?